Hello my dear Sagittarius, this is your love and spirituality reading for the time between December 1st and December 15, 2017 with me, Queen of Cups Tarot. So I use the Modern Spellcasters Tarot by Melanie Marquise and illustrated by Scott Murphy, and I will start shuffling your cards. So when I open the deck here for you, Sagittarius, we see the High Priestess and the King of Swords. It seems like a lot of you are very sharp and intuitive at the moment, and maybe you are dealing with either a water person or an air person. King of Swords is usually Aquarius, but might be like Libra or Gemini as well. A High Priestess is usually connected to water signs. She is actually mostly connected to the moon, so it might be secrets being revealed, or you are standing up for the truth. Okay, so I call the divine with love and light, and I call the 4 archangels in the 4 corners of the world, and I call the 6 elements: earth, wind, fire, water, spirit, and ether to join us here today and to give us a clear view reading for my dear Sagittarius viewers. These are new cards, so they are a little bit unfamiliar for me to shuffle with. I will also want to take the chance to tell you that Venus is moving from Scorpio to Sagittarius December 2nd. Mars is moving from Libra to Scorpio December 9th. And Mercury is on the cusp. Oh, and here we have a card for you. 10 of Wands and the Magician. So 10 of Wands and the Magician. We also have the 2 of Cups lying underneath there. Okay, 2 of Cups and the Magician. Okay, so you are dealing, you are in a situation, a love situation, where someone is trying to take control in some way, maybe due to holding back information, what we saw with the High Priestess and the King of Swords. So the Magician is sometimes walking on at the edge between what is the black and the white. So usually the Magician is a little bit selfish, to be honest, like a person that wants to fix things greatly for themselves, but may not have like everyone's best interest before their eyes. And in a love relationship, this is of course very difficult, because if you are not equal, there's not an equal relationship. If someone is very selfish and not thinking about the other person, it ends up with one person taking a lot of responsibility. So the 10 of Wands is about someone's taking a lot of responsibility, but it might also be connected to the Magician holding back certain information, especially together with the High Priestess. So, yes, where were I? Mercury is on the cusp Sagittarius Capricorn in the start of the month and stations December 3rd. And it starts to move retrograde back into Sagittarius until station again 23rd of December. Well, here you have the King of Swords, you have death, new beginning, and the Magician. So I'm thinking that someone or some of you is maybe letting go of a person in your life that might have been like a little bit cold and detached. The King of Swords is all about logic. You can see this about his over-dimensional big sword. Death is of course letting go, and here we have a new beginning, and it's with Magician. A Magician is Mercury, and I just told you that biggest part of December Mercury will move retrograde. So it means like going back and fix something that you weren't able to fix with your communications before. Probably some truth is going to come out, or you are going to be more outspoken with the truth, even if it means sacrificing something and need to start like all over again. So in this case with the Magician and the Ace of Cups, it's like you have the skills to start all over again. Your dreams become the house you live in, okay? You need to use the law of attraction to get what you want into your life, and kind of say no to the things that you don't want. So it's like like some of you are going to have to take a difficult decision, a decision that you might have stalled, or you didn't want to take this decision because it might kill a little bit of your hopes and dreams, but you still have those hopes and dreams. They are just better off when you finally kind of end situation that's not worthy of you. You see the snake here, it's shedding its skin, so let go of the old, like with the death here. Okay, so Jupiter is moving direct in Scorpio, Saturn is in its last degree of Sagittarius and are moving direct. Pluto is moving direct in Capricorn, and Uranus is moving retrograde in Aries. And here we had some view of that as well. Four of Pentacles and Eight of Swords. So there's someone that's not really sharing their resources with you, and it's kind of they rather died. They rather die than share the resources with you. So you are either you are very stubborn, or you are dealing with very stubborn energy that you see the bull that's lying so close to the fire, that they rather sacrifice you, the whole relationship, the whole situation, than to change their ways. So it's someone with you're dealing with someone, or you have a big ego that is in the way of getting any like real love into your relationships. Or it might be that you need to sacrifice a person with a big ego, because that is stopping you from getting love into your relationship. If we always aim our love towards the wrong people, we are going to be stuck where we always were. Eight of Swords it's like an endless situation of something going in the same way over and over again. So okay, Eight of Swords is also being stuck in certain thought patterns. So it might be that someone think that they need to keep things like hidden or for themselves, because they are afraid of other people or what they will do if they knew the truth. So it's about vulnerability as well. But if you show vulnerability, you also need to be strong. So when you have shown, like, tell someone that you love them, and they say, well, I don't feel the same way towards you, then you need to be strong enough to pick up the pieces and move on. Okay, so you take the words for it, even if you think that the person is not upfront, or maybe they're lying, maybe they're hiding their feelings about you. It doesn't matter. Believe them for their words, what they said, and move on. So that is how you use your vulnerability. You give people offerings, but if they don't take it, so just wave bye-bye and say, okay, so I'm sorry, I'm in love with you, but you are not in love with me. So I take it's like seeing the truth of a situation and acting accordingly. Okay. So the cards are acting up. They want to tell you so many things. So the Sun went into Sagittarius, your sign, the 22nd of November, and will move into Capricorn the 22nd of December. From a Swedish point of view, I might add. We will have the super full moon in Gemini, December 3rd. New moon will be on the cusp of Sagittarius and Capricorn, December 18. A lot is going to happen on the cusp between Sagittarius and Capricorn this time. Midwinter solstice will happen December 21st, 1628 UTC time. The midwinter solstice is the real reason to why we celebrate Christmas. In Sweden, it's called Jul, which means wheel. The spring equinox is Easter, ancient tradition. The midsummer solstice is also lively celebrated in Sweden with midsummer pole, a very ancient tradition to fertilize the lands. And then we celebrate also Halloween, or in Sweden, the Night of All Saints, Alla Helgonas Natt, to replace the fall equinox that actually takes place in September. It is all a part of a very, very ancient calendar, which also the astrological science is a part of. A turn with the wheel through all the astrological signs is called the Great Year. The length of one cycle of the 12 ages is 25,000 860 years. So we stay approximately 2,155 years in every sign, and we went into the age of Pisces, which we are at now, 68 BC, and we'll go into the age of Aquarius, 2087 AD. And it is the stars in the background of the spring equinox that determine in what age we are in. But it's amazing that this astrology is a part of this great calendar. So it's talking about human memory stretching far, far back in time. Okay, so it's we don't give the our ancient ancestor enough credit, I think. Okay, so I will just tune in to your reading a few seconds. So, my dear Sagittarius, this is your future. And this is your now, and this is the past. So the past will be October, November 2017, and we have the Magician here. So it might indicate that Sagittarius has taken matters in their own hand, and that you kind of want to take back control of your life, also from them to which you have given the control. Maybe you gave them the control of your life out of love, but now it seems like you have been taking it back here in the past. Okay. And this is the now. So the now is the first part of December 2017, and we have the Page of Swords here. So Page of Swords together with the Magician is definitely Mercury and communication, and we know that it will go retrograde. So I think you will have much that you want to say, and truth will kind of come out, and it will be honored in some way, possibly by you, Sagittarius. So it's truth time. Okay, and here is the future. So in the future we have the moon. So the moon is about the subconscious, and it's like when we know that our partner is unfaithful, or we know we are going to be sacked out from work, or we know when our friends are talking behind our back, that can make us rather like suspicious people. But the subconscious doesn't want to mess with your head. It wants to give you good information, and it's actually you yourself that picks this up from the subconscious. It's like you're an antenna. And I think in the future you will honor your own keen instincts much better. If you feel that something is wrong, from now on you will trust that something is actually wrong, and you're not going to quiet yourself anymore. So it might be that you will be tested in this aspect to see if you will stand up for yourself and the truth that you intuitively know. Okay. So the past for my dear Sagittarius. Oh, Ten of Swords. So Ten of Swords might indicate that you are dealing with an air sign. You had the King of Swords in the beginning, so Aquarius maybe, but this Ten of Swords is also Aquarius. But it can be any air sign, or actually any sign. This is just like game over. And why is it game over? It's not to make you upset. It's not to make you feel down. And it doesn't have to be game over for a relationship or a work or something. It's game over for old world view. Okay, old world view. A way in which you viewed the world before that's no longer suitable for you, and it's outdated, and you need to move on from it. So it might be that maybe some Ten of Swords is sometimes not seeing the truth. It's very hard to see the truth when you're lying dead on the ground with the face down like this. You might have been stabbed in the back by someone because you ignored the signals from your own moon. Okay, this is here. It's a teaching situation, not to make you like, oh, I told you so, you should have listened to your intuition. It's not like that. It's more like you get the experience that you need to understand something. Direct experience is usually the only way to really learn something really good. So you couldn't do this before. You couldn't trust your keen intuition before, like to prevent this from happening, because you didn't have the experience, you didn't have the skills. Maybe you were also told that that you were over dramatic, oversensitive, or that the thing that you actually felt was totally wrong. So you couldn't, maybe you hadn't calibrated this system, so maybe it was all over the place. Maybe you were jealous when actually you loved someone really much, or maybe you felt love when you really were afraid for a person. So it might have been like everything might have been a little bit upside down, but here came the experience. Someone might have backstabbed you, or a situation ended, or you got so mad at the person that that you said, well, to hell with this, I'm moving on. So the Ten of Swords is like, it's like a hurricane, and this is the aftermath of the hurricane, what has been left after the hurricane went through, because swords are air, and a lot of air is very windy. Okay, so it has been very windy here. Okay, and here we have Five of Swords as well. So Five of Swords is active combat. So even if someone is already down on the ground, it's like someone is singing, I will dance on your grave one day, play maracas and sing ole. That's actually a Swedish, it's an English texted tune, but it's with a Swedish singer-songwriter. So this was the first thing I saw. So it might be that Sagittarius is feeling very entitled right now. Maybe you are very angry at someone from your past, and you might have backstabbed them, or told them something, or ended something with someone, and you're celebrated on their graves. So you're being very happy that maybe that you finally were able to tell them the truth. So I think a lot of Sagittarius has been taking matters in their own hand, but it might be the other way around as well, that someone has done you bad and now dancing on your grave. Or Five of Swords is like a person having like they want to win. It's very important for them to win, and it might be to restore balance or to steal more energy to yourself. So mind what you're doing, because if you're just restoring the balance, kind of you're saying something that you have procrastinated for a very long time, you have delayed saying this, and now you finally say it, and the person, maybe it gets like a hurricane because you have collected so much of this, what you needed to say, so it becomes rather like it's like this storm. Instead of, you should have portioned it out to persons, but you didn't know better, so now it came like a storm, and then it's good. You have kind of resolved the karma, because before you couldn't say things, and silence was your karma, lies was your karma, to be betrayed was your karma. But now if you have restored balance with finally saying things, it's okay. But if you are doing this to steal someone's energy and to be like better than them and feel enhanced, and that is going to bring a lot of bad karma your way. But I remember one reading I made for Sagittarius, I don't know which one it was, but it was this coming in for the kill, and it seems like this have happened here in your past. And here we have the Queen of Cups. It's actually very much like the Leo reading that I did, but they had the High Priestess here, and instead of the Ten of Swords, they had the Nine of Swords, and then the Queen of Cups. We have been going into this age, like the time of Scorpio, and in the time of Scorpio, also Jupiter made its way into to Scorpio. I think that a lot of people will have been forced by pain to open their heart. So this might be what has happened here. We will see more. The Queen of Cups is a highly intuitive person, very emotional. She's very much connected to the Moon card, which we had here. Okay, but here comes the Four of Pentacles. I did the same with Leo, like it was showing, I was going to show the Five of Cups, but it came the Four of Swords, and here you have the Four of Pentacles. So I think you are dealing with a person that previously they have closed off their heart, so it wasn't, you weren't able to get any information, truthful information about their feelings out of them, but now they might have been forced to open the door to their feelings, but when a person is like changing, first maybe their emotions change and then their behavior change. And in this case, I think their emotions change first, but their behavior are the same. And if their behavior are the same, they're still acting like filled with their ego instead of their heart. Of course, there will be wars, okay? And here we have the Queen of Swords as well. So Leo had the Queen of Coins instead, so Queen of Swords here. Queen of Swords is usually Libra, it might be Aquarius or Gemini as well. And here you have Cancer, Scorpio, Pisces. So this might be two energy that you are dealing with in your life. It doesn't have to be in their sun sign, it might be in sun, moon or rising. Same for you, you might have like Cancer somewhere or maybe Gemini somewhere, and this is what it's showing, that these aspects were coming out to play here, and it's feminine rage, and also people in general, also males, are starting to connect with their heart, since we were going into Scorpio and Jupiter were going into Scorpio, so big planet and Scorpio being a very transformative planet. It's death, it's going to the valley of death. So if you or another person has been not wanting to feel their heart, and finally they open the door to their heart, there's going to be a lot of pain there. Okay, Queen of Swords, on the other hand, she's very logic, she's very fair, just, and she can be very sharp, very bitchy. What I felt with the Queen of Cups here, and also with the Leo reading, is that this might be like some kind of over-emotional martyr, like a person that's acting very dramatic, like a drama queen, like a person being like, what about me? Why don't you take any consideration to me? Maybe you took a lot of consideration to this person before, and now you stopped, and they become like this big martyr, and they don't understand why you're doing this towards them. So they might become passive aggressive and hostile and very entitled. And it's like when your mom is saying, well, you didn't take my feelings into consideration when you took that decision. So typical, like someone that's a little bit manipulative with feelings. Mothers are experts on that. Okay, and here we have the Strength card. So a Strength card together with the Queen of Swords. And so Strength card is fire, and this is air. So this is the closest description I have to you so far. So I'm thinking you are very cutting with your words, and you're very strong. You listen very much to your own inner nature. You are not going to silence yourself. You are not going to shut up. And you are not going to let someone else have their way with you. So it's very feminine strength that are coming up, but it's a warrior quality. It can sure shoot arrows and throw the knives or the swords. So it's not very friendly energy. So I think there has been like a big battle going on here for Sagittarius, and it seems like you won. Justice and Strength won, and Queen of Cups here might be very fragile, so it might be like an ex or something similar to this, and they have recently opened their hearts, so they are very fragile, and maybe they miss you, and you are far away from them, and when they are coming and approaching you, you are very hostile. So I'm just trying to give you a picture of this person here. Even if they were the enemy in the past, something has happened to them that they are like opening their hearts, but they are still probably coming on off the same way that they did before, and that might be why this reaction is very bitchy here. Okay, I hope that it was for some of you probably. And here with the yes, we had the Magician there. So communication of some sort, Mercury, hasty communication that didn't went all that well, a war. And here we have the Now, and here we have the Three of Wands. Three of Wands, as I recall, came very central in the Leo reading. So Three of Wands is it's kind of the energy of you know now what you do not want, and you have said no thank you to this. It's very obvious. And here with Three of Wands, you are kind of aiming your strength towards what it is that you do want to create, like what it is that you do want to have in your life. So I think it's very good to kind of try to not think so much about the past. You can think about the past, collect the knowledge that you got from this war here, but also take this, okay, now I know what I do not want, so you aim towards what you do want, and you try to start to think positively, like try to start to envision what you actually do want. If you had a friend that betrayed you and these were his or her quality, and then you can write the qualities in the friend that you want to have, and the one you want to meet, and the friends that you want to encounter in the future. And you start dreaming about those friends. Instead of feeling lonely and betrayed, you start to envision the future with those friends that could actually help you become the best version of yourself. And that could be supportive, but also challenging in the right way. So like friends should be, but not betraying or lying or backstabbing. Okay, so use like some minutes of the day to try to figure out what you actually do want, instead of, like many people do, they use a lot of energy and a lot of their waking day to think about what they had in the future, in the past, that didn't were so great. And they think of this over and over and over and over again. And if you do this, you are going to create the same thing in the future, and I don't want you to. But it seems very hopeful here. It seems like you have put your compass in the right direction to what you actually do want. Three of Wands is very, it's like you are not going to compromise about what you have learned that's going to make you happy. You know exactly what you want your ship to come in with. So that's good, because then you will be able to compare when an offer is being brought to you. You can say yes or no to that, accordingly to what you now know is going to make you happy. And here we have the Three of Swords. Three of Swords is broken heart, and it's broken heart out from this Five of Swords. It's like when you're dealing with really stupid people that makes a mess for both themselves and for you. So they don't really know what they are doing, but they are very hazardous or they are very dangerous while they are at it. So it's like very unaware people that's creating a lot of havoc in other people's lives. So Three of Swords is also something that I saw with the Leo reading. So it seems like you're working on some project together. Maybe the planets are making you work together on this, like dealing with people that all fire signs is very creative. It's easy for you to be very strong and to create whatever you want in your life, but it also makes you take every chance that's given to you, and you jump on it, and you put in a lot of energy and a lot of effort. And maybe you forget to see too that the people that's with you in your relationships, those boats, are doing the work together with you. So it's not all you, okay? And here I think I feel like you feel that you are dragged down, like a person are so immensely stupid is what I feel. So it's like you can't get to them. I think that is the problem. There's no possibility to communicate, because whatever you tell them, they won't understand what you are saying. They won't understand the words you say, because they don't view the world in the same way as you do. Maybe they see like winners or losers. and you see like you want to make a win-win situation. You want to make like a situation where everyone can be happy and you don't feel supported much. Rather, you feel heartbroken by this situation. And it's 3, 3. All the trees are connected to the Empress. Very creative, outgiven, an energy it's like nature. You can take a lot from nature. It's resources. And sometimes some people have a lot of resources, okay? Sometimes people collect love from other people, but they don't give so much back. So you might be in a relationship where there's more than one person, more than 2 persons involved in a love relationship. And it's because someone is greedy and wants it all. Like they never want to, maybe they let you be alone like for a long time while they are with other people and you don't even know. And they make you feel like, maybe they make you feel dumb for asking for more time, like, oh, can't you stand being alone? And now you don't care for being alone or not. You are taking better care of yourself. You are more in love with yourself now, so that is good. Okay, and you don't want this heartbreak anymore. Okay, and here really central we have the Ace of Wands. So it seems like this person, Queen of Cups here, is still wants some business with you. For Leo, it was Ace of Swords, and it was here, and you have the Ace of Wands here. So it's still kind of the same energy. It's masculine aces, so it's an outgoing energy, like goal-oriented energy. It wants something. It's reaching out. Sometimes it's messages, new beginning. Ace of Wands can also be, it can also be aggression sometimes. So it might be that you are no longer want to feel the heartbreak, and the other person needs to, they also feel the heartbreak now when you don't take the responsibility anymore. You just cut off it, you cut off the situation here and you took responsibility for only you. And normally that's selfish, but if you have been like offering a lot to a person already, sometimes you need to say no, and they need to ride on their own strength. And here it seems like they do. I can't say that I have the best intentions because 5 of Swords in the bottom here and 3 of Swords, but it seems like their emotions is triggering them to move on, to still continue reaching towards what it is that they want. And the same is with you. And here you have the Page of Wands, and it also comes underneath the Queen of Swords here. So for some of you Sagittarius, you are actually the one having a three-party relationship. It's fire. Here we have a lot of fire in this three-party thingy. And here we have 2 queens. And the queen doesn't have to be females. It can be females, but it can also be males. It's like persons being giving in a relationship, okay? And here are the Ace of Wands and Page of Wands. It's kind of the same energy. These are a page holding the Ace of Wands, so it's pure fire there and pure fire there, but it's messages also, spiritual messages. So if you are this person, which I first interpret, and this is not a third-party relationship, but this is actually 2 people here, it seems like you are very in tune with your, I want to say ex-partner, because of this ending here, and the 3 of Swords and all that. But it seems like you are on the same road. Okay, you have the same, like, how would I say, intention. Okay, the same intention. And here we have the High Priest, and she comes underneath the Strength card. So the High Priest is very much in tune with her instincts and her intuition, and this is all about following your instincts. So the Queen of Cups is very much also like the High Priestess, because they are listening very much to their emotions. So it seems like you're almost the same, like there's 2 people here being almost the same. So it might be that some of you Sagittarius are in a twin flame relationship, and those are hard. because it's like you're meeting your other half, and if you are the Snow White here, they will be the evil queen. Okay, so they will be the shadow to your light, and you might be the shadow to their light. That's why they are so hard, because they hold the other half of you. But what you need to do then, when you are in those awful, difficult relationships, is to actually learn from the other, because what you are supposed to be is both those things. Okay, both the queen, like the evil queen, and Snow White. And if you can be half-half, you are suddenly balanced. And both Strength, High Priestess, and 11 Justice, which these two cards connect to, is about balance. Balance between, you know, lust, what I want, but also give in for what other people want. And here, like, being black, but also being white. If you are with a person and you think they're so evil, find out what it is that makes them so evil. Maybe they are more secretive than you are. Well, become more secretive. Maybe that is what you're supposed to learn. If someone is only thinking of themselves, so maybe you are supposed to learn to think of yourself, like love yourself, what I felt here, like you're taking your side of things. If you always have like a voice inside your head that says, oh, stupid, you shouldn't have done that and shouldn't have done this, then you need this, okay? You need to become more selfish, more more self-respect, more self-love, because if you have this voice, it resembles this, you will also have this person on the outside. If you're thinking all those bad thoughts about yourself, you're eventually going to collect so much energy into this that you're going to meet a person on the outside that seems the same to you, and you will think that they are true because you have heard it in your own head. And then you live in a nightmare, okay, year after year, until you understand that you need to change the voice in your own head, and then your outside will change as well. Okay, whatever you are dealing with that's so difficult, learn from them. Don't hate them. You can still see them as a little bit stupid, it's fine, but learn from them. What it is, their superpower that you have forgotten to use, because you have it too. In other case, you wouldn't be attracted to this person. You're always attracted to something that you have. If you have something stored in your shadow wants to be seen. It wants to come out to the light. It's a part of your soul. So it's going to be mirrored here. So you are here with your shadow, and you're mirroring and you're meeting your shadow on the outside. So you can if you become this person, your shadow will come up, and you will have more access to more of the energy of your soul. You will become more whole. So I think you are in this war that is supposed to make you see something, like probably it's truth and communication, like how another person communicate and how they stand up for themselves. So it seems like the other person, if you have been like the one carrying all the load and being very emotional and like loving this person to no end, and they betrayed you, I think the table has turned. And that's why we have the Queen of Cups here, because your partner has opened their heart, but they're still the same person. They act the same. It's just their inside has changed. It will take a time before they learn how to deal with that. In the beginning, when you open your heart, it will be very painful. So I think mostly they feel pain and confusion, and they are very fragile, and they might like try to reach you, but in stupid ways. And but here is beautiful communication anyway, and intuition. So this, if we had only this card, it would be a wonderful picture. It's just that the past here had a lot to teach you. So be a little bit careful with the person. You have been through this yourself, so you know how it is to be very emotional. But so don't be too high on your horses just because you know how to deal with your emotions and they don't. And if you're cross-watching for Sagittarius, it can be the other way around as well. Like you are the person that has been like this, and the other person has backstabbed you and finally got a heart, but still refuse to show it, just wants to show very great like masculinity and like I want what I want. So we'll see where it goes with that. And here is in the future, and we have a Four of Cups, and this Four of Cups is very good. It's it has the Cancer symbol there on the forehead, so it's much connected to this Queen of Cups. And we had the Four of Pentacles you saw popping out when I opened the deck. So I'm thinking that a person is starting to get in tune with their emotions, starting to calibrate their own emotions. It's because they want something. And this is triggering spiritual growth. This is triggering them to do spiritual practices and to maybe hop up their intuition a little bit. Like they try to find out what it is that they want. It's very good. It's like they need a little bit pause maybe to digest this with the open heart that probably hurt. It was painful first. But now they're starting to try to get a hang of it anyway. So it might be that the person in your surrounding needs to be alone for a while, meditating on their feelings, calibrated their own feelings, dealing with their own pain in stillness, and just starting to heal. And that might be you as well that's doing this. So not very much social qualities there. And the next card is the Eight of Cups. So Eight of Cups is a person that's so tired of this battling and like not feeling safe with the people in your surrounding. It might be like relationships, friendship, family, work. It doesn't matter, but you feel tired of not having support from other people. So this person is thinking like, I will leave those situations probably. And I will find like a place where I will get more support, more love, more openness, more like people caring more for each other, things like this. So it's all natural. When you feel like someone has treated you like this, of course you are not going to stay and take more of it. It seems of course more logic to just leave this situation behind. And sometimes it's the best way to do things, even though it kind of cuts off the communication that wanted to come through here. So it might be that one person wants to communicate and the other person don't. I think both might have the same intention that they want to communicate, but one will be like hurt, their feelings will be hurt, or both feelings will be hurt, and you will go away and inside yourself to lick your wounds for a while. And here we have the Lovers. So it seems like this person that has opened their heart recently wants love. And it comes out of the Ten of Swords and Three of Swords. It's like someone has learned to appreciate love due to a lot of pain. And that's one way to get to know what you want. If you're really jealous about something, then you know you really want that. Okay, so it's like showing you. It's not there to mess with you. It's just showing you. And also, if you are very sad because a person is gone, that might mean that you love that person and you want them in your life. And it seems like this is the case here. But both these are talking about going away and like sacrificing love and then suddenly love. So it's a little bit confusing. Your candle was almost suffocating, so I had to help it a little bit. So this candle here is of course also suffocating because of all the drama here, and this Three of Wands is like, I know there's something better out there, so I want this instead. And the Ace of Wands is a new beginning. So some of you might be starting like a new relationship as well, maybe with a water person, okay? And this is a lot of water here. It's only water here as well. Okay, and the next card here is Seven of Pentacles. So for those of you that's involved with an air person, it seems like there will not happen very much. There will not be so much action there. We can see this is like a person watering their plant, and there's crystals in the pot also. So they're really trying to revive something or give it health. Here with the Page of Wands also is communication. But it's like, I think this person needs to communicate a lot before the situation becomes back to health. Because the Seven of Wands is like you need to put a lot of time into something. So it's like delays because time needs to have its course. So things will, it's like divine timing. This plant will come to life with her nourishment, but also with divine timing. She can't control how fast this plant will heal. It will happen in its own pace. So this pace you can't control. So it's like losing a little bit of control here. And it's coming from this Five of Swords. So I'm thinking it will take time for someone to overcome the war that has been. So even if this person wants love, the other person might not be ready just yet. They need to come into that state that they might feel that they are healed and they are forgetting about the fight that was before, and that they are ready to start again. And it's the Page of Wands here, so it's fire. So this might be you or an air sign feeling like this, or both are feeling like this. But for those of you that dealing with an air sign, then this might be how they really feel, but this might be how they come out as well. So you can see it can go many ways. So you need to like keep your mind clear for your own interpretation, because there's so many different people in this reading, and there's so many people that I read for. So you have different situation, but the same energy is ruling your life. It's just that it's different what the people underneath this energy are doing with this, and it's different which people you are involved with. And here you have the 21 World. So 21 World is kind of an ending. It's the last card of the major Arcana suite. And with the Leo, it was death coming here. So it's also an ending. And I think it's like this, that you are ending things that is not working for you. It's like you have learned your lesson, so you don't have to, it's like you don't have to do the same thing all over again. You know now. So if you don't want to, you don't have to be in kindergarten anymore. You can move on to the next level, because I think you have learned this lesson here. It's a little bit unclear here in the ending, because it's very emotional. And it's very emotional. It's like people are wishing that things would be in another way than they are. But I think we can just accept reality as it is. And if we want to change it in some way, we always have the possibility of doing so. But for now, it seems like maybe you need to accept things as they are. And if people, situations and places belongs to you, and you lose them right now, they will come back to you if they were truly yours and they are still in your destiny. The World card is a very magnificent card, talking about you have done a very good job, and you have made it through, and the world is open. It's like you're on your highest path towards your highest destiny. So don't worry if time is like not on your side, if it seems like things are not moving accordingly, like with the haste that you want, because Ace of Wands is haste. It's like emotions need to take time. People needs to learn to know their emotions, and then maybe something will happen. The 21 World is also a card about connection, people being connected like over a long distance. And underneath here we had the Moon. So the Moon is talking also about tests, and the 21 World can be a final test. So if you are tested, Sagittarius, I would say that your test is patience, like what is coming here. That be patient. Another person or you are trying to like settle in their emotions, and this need to take time. It's delicate business. So you can't really, like this plant here, you can't say that, oh, you need to be healed, or now you need to know your emotions. This person don't. Love is obviously here for you, but it might be that you have two different suitors as well, and one suitor will take more time with them and the other one is ready now. So it might be different for you, what's going on. And I'll take a card from the Oracle of Vision by Sarah Larsson to see what's going on with yes, okay, for some of you it will be that you have a very deep soul connection with someone. Maybe you only meet them or speak to them through your dreams, because there's something going on another, like, fifth dimensional level, where people needs to work through certain thing with their emotion, but the communication or connection is still there, even over long distance. And same might be for if you have lost someone with the Ten of Swords here. There's still a connection left, so you don't have to feel like the person is gone forever. With this card, as I said, I was talking about twin flames. This card is more about soulmates. Certain people who can't get rid of. When you die, you'll meet them again. So even if you hate them right now, you just do so because the experience that you needed to have with them on Earth, but doesn't mean that they are bad people and they might belong to your soul group. Okay, snowflakes, wonderful card for you, Sagittarius. Snowflakes. Here. If you have ever seen a snowflake under a microscope, you will see that they are all differently unique. No two are alike, yet in a collective, snowflakes to the human eye are all the same. It's about perception and insight. It is time for you to accept that you are extraordinary and different. Remember, each vibration, however unique it is in its own harmony, on the earth. So you need to be yourself fully. So even if you are present with a twin flame or soulmate, it doesn't matter. Don't let their energy affect you too much in finding who you are. You still need to take in, like, your shadow and learn from them the new culture that they bring, but respect your uniqueness. Like all this with the 8 strength, the High Priestess, and the 21 world. It's very out of worldly cards. So just accept this feeling of being a little bit out of worldly, and that you have this connection and sparks and antennas and like everything, all the information that you get, just let it flow through. Just let it be there. You don't have to like catch it or grasp it. It just need to be there for now, I think. Okay, my dear Sagittarius, I hope this helped. I want you to take really good care, and I will come back with mid-month reading in the beginning of December, and you're welcome to watch me then. Okay, bye-bye.